Yo, what's poppin'? What's good? It's your boy Burna. Welcome back to the channel. This video will be an informative video on how to connect your PS4 with the Elgato capture card HD60S, your ASTRO A40s with the Mix-Amp Pro, and the Blue Yeti microphone as an external mic with your MacBook Pro. Also today I will be recommending certain products that I truly believe will be working very well for you guys, just as they have been working very well for me. So a quick heads up, you will find that in the description below, this video does contain affiliate links. And if you decide to purchase any of these products listed below through these affiliate links, I will receive a commission at no additional cost to you. I only ever recommend products that I use and truly benefited from personally. Essentially, I truly hope that this video is beneficial to you guys because it is a rabbit hole of research that you have to do, jumping from video to video, Googling all kinds of information, and just to put it all together. And this is essentially what I did for you guys. I put it all together. I will show you precisely how I connected everything. So feel free to follow along with me. Feel free to pause this video at any moment if you think that I'm going too fast. Let's jump right to it because we do have a lot of ground to cover. So first things first, what I believe is very important, starting off with the Elgato capture card HD60S, is to head on over to their official Elgato website. And what you want to do essentially is download their software. If you already have done this, then you can go ahead and skip this and just jump right on to how to set up and connect your PS4 with the Elgato capture card HD60S. For the rest of you, if you are already in the Elgato official site, you want to head on over to downloads and then you scroll down. You'll see some options here. You want to select your product, in this case the HD60S, and we are using the Mac, not Windows. We are using Mac. And if you scroll down some more, you see the option to download and install the MacBook version. So you want to go ahead and click this blue circle with the arrow to begin your download and installation process. I will not do this because I already have mine downloaded and ready to go. But yes, essentially you download it, you install it, and you'll be set. So now let's go over on how to set this up. Now that we have our software downloaded and installed onto the MacBook Pro, now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. So the capture card HD60S already comes with its own HDMI cable that will be connecting from the capture card onto the TV. But first, the need to mention that it also comes with a cable that connects from the capture card onto your computer, which is a cable that is not needed. But what is required is a USB-C to USB-C connection that runs from the capture card onto your MacBook Pro. So the cable I recommend is the Godspin USB-C to USB-C cable. This has been working very fine for me. I have not had any issues with it. So this is what I recommend, and I will include the link down in the description below. Okay, cool. So if we get a little closer, we see we have our HDMI out, and we also have our HDMI in. So what you want to do here now is you take the HDMI that comes with the capture card already, and what you want to do is connect one end on to the HDMI out, and the other end is connected. Give me a second. I currently have the PS4 connection onto the TV. Okay. So the other end of the HDMI that is connected to the capture card HDMI out, you want to connect it on to your TV port. Excellent. All right, now that we have done that, what we want to do next is actually take the HDMI that's connected to the PS4 and connect the other end onto the HDMI inside of the capture card. Okay, cool. So once we connect the PS4 HDMI into the capture card HDMI inside, now we are ready to connect the Godspin USB-C to USB-C to the MacBook Pro. Once you do that, you go ahead and open the software, and if you run into any issues, it could be one of two things. Either you need to go back and double check that you are connecting everything properly, as I have been guiding you, or you want to go ahead and exit the software entirely and reopen it, and you should be okay. For some reason, for reasons that I have not solved myself, for some reason the capture card is not detected in its own software. I've seen this happen to so many people in other YouTube videos that I've looked up in the past. But what you want to do before you want to double check anything is go ahead and exit the software, reopen it, and you should be able to see on the software what you see on the TV. And another thing, if it's still not working, what you might want to do first before even running the software is going into your PS4 settings. Okay, so we're going into the settings. If you scroll all the way down to System, you want to make sure that this box here, Enable HDCP, is unchecked. All right, so if you have that box checked, you want to make sure that it is unchecked. And after that, for sure, you will be able to see what you see on the TV onto the software and vice versa. Perfect. Okay, we are right back into the Elgato software. Just to make some changes on here. So, you see this here. We have our Elgato capture card selected, and you want to go ahead and click this little tool option here. It looks like little tools there. So you want to make sure that your input device is set for PS4, for PlayStation 4, okay? HDMI with analog audio checked. You want to have standard. And yeah, these are the rest of the settings that I have here. And let me just do a quick run through, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. All right, cool. So all that is default here. That is what is defaulted from the software. I did not change anything from picture, audio, or profiles. What I did change is between the capture card, PlayStation 4, HDMI as input, and I checked the box that says with analog audio and standard. I think the standard is what it comes with already. I'm not sure, but that is what you want. All right. Now that we have our Elgato capture card HD60S connected to the PS4 and the software is up and running, now it's time to look into the ASTRO A40s with the Mix Amp Pro and how to connect it. All right, so let's dive into it. So we are looking at different set of cables here. We have the optical cable that already comes with the Astros. We have the USB connection that already comes with the Astros. And we also have this the jack cables that come with the Astros for the headset that is connected to the Mix Amp Pro. And we have the Mix Amp Pro here. Now you see the connections there, optical, USB, stream, and aux options. These two things here. This here is a 3.5 millimeter jack with the 3 rings on it. It's kind of struggling to zoom in or focus, sorry. But yes, as you can see, it's 3 rings on one side, 3 rings on the other. So it's male to male. This is a 3.5 millimeter jack cable, and this is a Anchor. That's the brand Anchor 4-port USB hub. Okay, this will run you about 25 bucks. This may be around, let's say, 10 bucks, but don't quote me on that. So this is definitely required. You will have to purchase this for sure in order to connect this from the MixAmp Pro. That's gonna go into the stream connection and into the Elgato capture card. Okay, you following me on this? And this here I purchased for around 25 bucks. Again, don't quote me on that. Because I do run an external hard drive with my PS4. As you all know, it is a storage killer. So I connect my my external hard drive directly into the PS4, and I connect this USB cable that already comes with the Astros onto the hub. So let me just go ahead and show you guys how to do that. So let's go. We're going to start with the two optical connections. One end is going to connect to the optical side of the MixAmp Pro here. Let me go ahead and point at it. There it is. And the other end is going to connect in the back of the PS4. Give me a sec. Here, right above the HDMI connection. Cool. Now what we have here is the USB connection. This is going to be connected to the MixAmp Pro where it says USB. Right. Give me a moment. Right there. And the other end, USB connection, is what's going to be connected to the Anchor hub. This Anchor hub is going to go connected directly into the PS4. Got it? Awesome. Okay, so now that we have our two connections, the optical and the USB connected, one going from the MixAmp Pro to the PS4 and the other USB connection going from the MixAmp to the Anchor hub, we are going to move on to connecting the 3.5 male-to-male jack connection cable. So, as mentioned before, one end is going to be connected onto the stream, and the other end is going to be connected onto this end of the Elgato capture card. And don't even worry, this will be linked in the description below, as well as the Anchor for USB hub. And all there is left to do in terms of connections to the ASTRO A40 is the connection that goes to the headset and the MixAmp Pro. It's pretty obvious what end goes to where. I mean, you have this mute on and off function. Obviously, you want that closest to you when you don't want to reach, like, I mean, this cable's fairly long. You don't want to reach like 10 feet away to mute your headset. So the larger side, or the larger end of this connection, goes into the headset there as such. It's kind of hard to one-hand it, but yes, you get the point. So the larger end of this cable goes into the headset, and the smaller one goes into the MixAmp Pro. So yeah, just like that, on this end of the MixAmp Pro, this is the smaller end of the cable. That is what is connected to the MixAmp, and the other end goes connected to the actual headset. So we have the connections all set to the ASTRO A40s, but we are not done yet. What you want to do now is actually go onto the ASTRO main website, and you want to go ahead, download and install their software. Once you do, this is what it will look like. But you know why it's not connecting? Because we forgot one step, a very important step. I will show you. So in the back of the MixAmp Pro, we have two options here. we have the PS and the PC options and the little switch there. So what I want to do is go ahead and switch from PS to PC. And what I want to do next is actually remove this USB-C that is connected to the 4-port hub and connect it to the MacBook Pro. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but the MacBook Pros do not come with a USB-C connection. Sorry, correction. The MacBook Pros do not come with a USB connection. So what I bought here, I purchased an official Apple USB to USB-C connection that goes to the MacBook Pro as such. Give me a second. Okay. Snap it in there. And the USB connection that comes from the Astros, you want to go ahead and connect it there. So now I have here the USB from the Astros connected onto the Apple USB to USB-C device or adapter, and it instantly runs the software. And just take a little here, you can have a little glimpse here and how it looks. You know, just want you guys to get the little gist of how things look. A lot of people like to run tournament. I have here my Warzone settings. You can, you know, mess with it. I actually recommend you go and just do your research. There's a lot of people who recommend settings. That's exactly what I did. But yeah, ultimately, once you have your settings that you want to go ahead and sync to a device. You see the option there? You want to sync to device, because otherwise, if you don't and you try to run the Astros, you're going to be like, hey, what the hell? It's not working. That is why, because you have not synced your settings onto the Astro Mix-Amp Pro. All right? Makes sense? I hope it does. If it doesn't, you can go ahead and ask any questions you'd like in the comment section. And another very important part of setting up your ASTRO A40s with your PS4, you want to head on over to your stream port here option, and this microphone function here, I believe it usually comes up to there, the settings defaulted, I'm not sure, but what you want to do is bring it all the way down. And what this does essentially is prevents your microphone from picking up any sound that is coming from either the TV or any other source. So you don't want to pick up any audio from anywhere else. What you want to do is record your audio, your voice audio from the Blue Yeti and whatever game audio is coming out from the game. Okay? I hope I explained that right. You can go ahead and laugh at me in the comment section below. But yes, this is very important. The microphone function here must be brought down to 0, not a zip. And once you already have your settings running, you synced to device, you want to go ahead and exit the software. But then when it comes back to connecting to your PS4, you want to go ahead and hit that switch once. You want to go ahead and hit that switch once again to PS instead of PC. All right, simple. So guys, we are back into the PS4, and in terms of settings, we are not finished yet. What you want to do, you want to head on over to your PS4 settings, and what you want to do now is scroll down to sound and screen, and where you read audio output settings, you want to go ahead and click that, and make sure that your primary output port is set to digital out optical. Okay, And for the audio format, you want to make sure that it is set to bitstream Dolby. Okay. So this is all part of getting your ASTRO A40s to work with your PlayStation 4 and your capture card. So once you've changed your audio output settings, what you want to do then is head on over to devices. And this is assuming that you already switched the little switch there in the back from PC to PS, and that you disconnected your USB connection, and the USB connection that comes with the Astros is now connected into that hub back there and ready to rock. What you want to do is head on over to audio devices, and you want to make sure that the input device is set to USB headset Astro Mix Amp, and also the output device USB headset Astro Mix Amp Pro. As you can see, it's not making any sound anymore because the sound is coming from the headsets now. One thing to keep in mind, once you connect to your capture card, for reasons I cannot explain, I'm not technically, I don't know all the technicalities, the sound will come from both TV and headset. Okay? So what you want to do then, and if you think that you screwed something up, an easy fix to that, in order to record your audio from the capture card that's coming from the headset, or sorry, that's coming from the TV, and you hear yourself in the headset, you hear your party in the headset, what you want to easily do then is mute the TV, and you will not have that problem of having the TV audio being picked up from the headset or the Yeti, whichever, and hearing double audio, if that makes sense. Okay? So keep that in mind. You want to go ahead and just mute the TV now. And now let's head on over on how to set up the Blue Yeti external microphone with your MacBook Pro. Okay, so out of the box, it should be fairly simple on how to set up your Blue Yeti mic with your MacBook Pro, but I will instruct you anyway. And just to mention, this studio boom arm is a T20 studio boom arm, and this is a Blue Yeti shock mount. This pop filter actually comes with the T20, so this is actually not an additional purchase, but whatever I have here I will include in the description below with the link. But now let's head on over to here. So once everything's connected, you want to go into your MacBook settings. You go head on over to sound, and you want to make sure that the output is set to Blue Yeti mic, Yeti stereo microphone. Same with the output, Yeti stereo microphone. And actually, this official Apple adapter is the main reason why I even purchased it. I needed to run my Yeti to the MacBook, and that was the only way for me to do it, because yet again, as mentioned before, the MacBook Pro, at least my MacBook Pro, does not have a USB connection to it. Okay, so make sure your settings are set, and let me go ahead and close this out. Give me a second. And I'm going to head on over again to the Elgato capture card. Okay, so we're at the Elgato capture card software again. And for your Blue Yeti to actually work with the capture card, you want to change the audio input here under the live stream. So by default, it comes with the MacBook Pro microphone, but you want to go ahead and switch that over to the Yeti stereo microphone. Once you click that option, you're good, and you're all set. You're good to go. So you can see software is running. Okay, cool. You muted your TV so that your headphone or your Yeti does not pick up the audio from the TV. Wow, guys, I hope this video really benefited you all. And if you enjoyed the video, if you thought that it was informative, please like the video. And if you think it'll benefit anyone else, if it benefited you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on. Glad I could help. I'll see you guys in the next